Hello, everyone. Let me lower the volume down a little bit on the music. I think we'll leave it there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Lone Wolf. Hey, Laura. Hey, Lane. Hey, South Texas Shark. Good to see you. Hello, Amethyst. Sorry about the mix-up this weekend. I've got a long story on what happened. It's not been a good week for me. We'll talk all about that in a second. But right now it's just me. I'm not sure if Paigey is going to be here now. Because there's a little bit of miscommunication. I'm not really sure what's going on. Anyway, we'll talk about that as well in a moment. But I hope everybody had a good weekend. Amethyst, good to see you. Glad that you had fun at Dragon Con. Hey, Defunct, how are you doing? Strangers in the house, Growly Bear. Good to see you, Growly Bear. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do this now while I'm sitting here. There we go. What's a weird stream in general because it's not really an after party. We were going to move the after party. I'm going to wait. Give me about 5 minutes and we'll talk about all that. We'll talk about that in about 5 minutes. I want to give people a chance to come in. Turn on a light over here. Give people a chance to come in so I can explain everything to everyone. We have a couple of topics we're going to talk about, but this is kind of just going to be a whatever stream. That's why I didn't even know what to title it, because I don't really know what we're going to get into. So if you guys have any topics you want to talk about, we will. So yes, RIP Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett is probably an artist that a lot of like younger viewers probably don't know about. But he was very popular here in my area in Virginia Beach. He would come here and tour, and it was very, very, very like people would come out and see him. He's very popular. And if you don't know him specifically, I know you've probably heard his music before. Also, the lead singer for Smash Mouth. I saw this today. I believe he is suffering from liver failure, I think, and he's on like hospice now. And I can tell you from experience, liver failure is very quick. Once that happens, it's like less than 2 weeks typically, because your liver does so much for your body that once it goes into failure, if you don't have any sort of like, transplants available or whatever, it's not good. So you bought a lot of anime merch. That's cool. That's very cool. I'm watching One Piece now. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want to talk a little bit about my adventures with Superman. I'm doing a very full review tomorrow of the whole season. Like I want to talk about the whole season. That will be up tomorrow, 100%. I've already started working on it. So that's my video for tomorrow. So if you enjoyed my adventures with Superman, we're going to be talking about that and like what I think they did really, really well. But we'll talk briefly about it here as well. If you guys have any questions, I don't want to spoil the ending for anybody. So there we go. Hey, Velocity, how are you doing? I have not seen the tongue-tied there. I've not seen the new Liam Neeson movie. I have not seen it. Although I heard that The Equalizer is doing really well this weekend. I haven't had a lot of time to catch up on anything. It has been a very, very busy week for me. From like Wednesday to now, it's been like nonstop. So, yeah. Hey, how you doing, Anthony? Good to see you. Yeah, we'll talk. I saw Meg 2. I don't know, if you guys have seen that, but it's doing really well at the box office now, which is kind of exciting. Internationally, it's killing it. And this is something that Paige and I suspected was going to do really well. Threads is finally getting a search function. Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting. Like, I'm glad they got like a desktop version, but we need a few more things. And I'm ready to just totally commit. 100%. Apparently now, if you put artwork or anything like that on Twitter, it belongs to Twitter. It's owned by them. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but Twitter has a thing now where if you upload anything directly to Twitter, like you go into Twitter's, like you tweet out and you upload it that way, you're not linking it. You're literally uploading it to Twitter, that it's owned by Twitter, apparently. So I'd be very careful if you're an artist or a creative person. Don't do that, or put some kind of watermark on it. You know what I mean? Like if you have a piece of art, and this is pretty much good for any website. If you are putting up a piece of art, put a watermark on it every single time. Because honestly, like, and a lot of people are saying, oh, well, wait, Twitter's doing it, but other places did it before. And yeah, there are other places that have something like that. But yeah, that's not, I wouldn't, still watermark material there. Hey, what's up, Lance? How are you doing? Yeah, I did, Anthony. I'm gonna probably save that for next weekend. Because okay, so we're about 6 minutes in. So let me explain everything that's going on. Explain everything that's happening. So this past week, I didn't upload a lot of content because I was getting ready to go out of town. So I had a lot of packing to do. I'm getting ready to go back to work full time at the club, like regular full time. I had 2 meetings this week for that. So that on top of my road trip took up a lot of my time this week. So there was a lack of videos, and that was the reason why. Because you guys know I love to upload daily videos. So the fact that I like two days this week I didn't have videos up, and so I was a little bit annoyed by that. So it's a very busy week. And on the way out of town, had some trouble and could not get a rental vehicle because it is a holiday weekend or a bank weekend. Bank holiday, I guess you could say, here in the United States. So I was unable to get a rental to accommodate the amount of people that we were traveling with. So it completely destroyed travel plans. Everything we've been planning for like 3 months, basically destroyed. So that was the whole reason that we postponed the after party from yesterday to today, was because of the travel plans. And then it took me extra time to get home because we had more people than we had vehicle space for. So I ran late getting home today. So that's why the after party did not occur at the normal time. So yeah, so that was a nightmare. Then the thing with Paigey is I found out yesterday from Paigey that he wasn't able to make it today because he's out of town. So I had a full topic planned out for us to talk about. You know what I mean? Like a conversational thing. And without him being here, I couldn't execute that topic because it takes 2 people to talk about what I was going to talk about. So we're going to save that for next week. Paigey's home now. Do you want to jump on? Do you want to join me? I have a couple things to talk about, but not the thing I had planned on. Let's see here. I'll send you the link. You can jump on if you want. I mean, I think it's fine. I don't have an issue with shorter movies as long as the movie does what it needs to do. Okay, so a good example is the Werewolf by Night special event on Disney Plus was only like an hour long. And I think that did great with an hour. So I don't have an issue with like a runtime. I don't know why people get so hung up on that, to be completely honest. The stream will be at least an hour, Feather Guardian. It's going to be at least an hour. So, no Cam tonight.
Get woke.
Jeez.
Oh, you're a funny man, Eric. You're a funny man.
So my trip was a complete bust. I actually got halfway to where I was going and we ended up not making it. So then we just made the best of the trip where we were. And then I came home late today. So that's pretty much what happened.
Where'd you go?
I was supposed to be going down to Atlanta. and it was a family trip, and we got to South Carolina, which that's like sort of halfway there to
Was
where I
that
was
where Ezra
going.
Miller threatened the KKK?
Was it? Was it in
that?
South Carolina? It might have
Was it
been.
North Carolina? Was it
It
one of
was
them?
one of those two places. But anyway, I was supposed to be down there to
Oh no,
visit some.
it was in Charlotte, wasn't it? That's in
So it was in North
Carolina.
Carolina. No,
North
that's North
Carolina,
Carolina.
okay.
Yeah.
Or at least he threatened a KKK
Mm.
membership group. I know what you'd call them. Gym membership. I don't know. It was. I think that was in. Yeah, it was in one of the. I think it was in Charlotte. Or he threatened that group that was in Charlotte.
Yeah, it was an Instagram post that he put up. So
yeah, you did a rant review on it.
No, I did not actually do that.
You sure?
I'm positive. I think we talked about
I
it.
have a feeling you
Twitch,
might have.
No,
I'm
we talked
pretty
about
sure
it on
you
Twitch.
might have.
We never talked about it over here though. We never talked about it over here.
Car review.
But
technically it was a car review. If you've seen the video, Ezra's in a car. So
that is true. That is true. So but yeah, so this week we were able to we did the Ahsoka review, myself and Omega. We'll be doing that next week as well. Yeah, the timeline I have does talk about it. I just couldn't remember what city it was in. The kill counts of all the Arrowverse. No, I'm not doing that. That seems a little neurotic.
What about erotic?
Could be, maybe, possibly. Anyway, you were out of town too. I don't know what you were doing, but you were out of town as well this weekend.
I was just down the coast. I was only like an hour. When I actually sent that message, it was because we're in weird time zones. It was actually referencing yesterday. I didn't even know the after party was meant to be this morning for me.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was yesterday normal time. I didn't even realize you were away.
Yeah. So
you probably told me and I just forgot because I'm an idiot. But yeah.
I'm not going to talk about it in detail here because I don't know how many people have seen it. I'm doing my full review on it tomorrow, though. That's tomorrow's video. Is my thoughts on the whole season of the show. I like that show. I think it's one of the best cartoons we've seen in a long time from DC, which is weird because DC used to be the go-to, like the goated cartoon company, and then they had a bunch of issues. So I really like it. So, well, Paigey he's not going to watch. He's not into animation. So
I might. Because if I was going to watch it, it was always going to be when it ended.
Yeah, but the finale was this week, so
yeah. I saw that on Twitter.
And by the way, the show's already been greenlit for a second season, so we're gonna get at least a 2-season run on it. I don't know, Ethan. I didn't know if he did one this week or not because yeah, I don't know.
Well, I can't. Hold on, I'm not on the thing. It's literally because my place is like a pigsty. It's like because I'm moving next week, so I've got I was just disorganized. I made some videos and stuff, but it's all like I've got like 5 videos that I just done, but I haven't had time to edit them.
Yeah. So I actually have a few videos in the
twerk compilation,
the pipeline, I guess you could say, not the Flash pipeline, but one of them is going to be about this Marvel situation. You know, I might actually turn this into a clip and upload it as a video after we talk about it because I think it's quite interesting, to be honest. And then I have a James Gunn essay video that I'm uploading this week. So yeah, we're going to be watching Spider-Man Lotus. We probably won't watch it tomorrow. I'm probably going to do that on Tuesday because I still have to get some things sorted out here, but it will be this week. It would definitely be this week. One of the things, though, that I think is quite interesting is this this clip of somebody freaking out over Starfield. Did you see that? Did you see the clip? I think you did. I shared it on Twitch or Twitter, and you reacted to it. The heel versus baby face of him.
Oh,
freaking out over Starfield.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. And then here's the thing, though. Once you freak out that much, you would think that would mean that they would not play the game anymore, right? You know, all of that freaking out. But then no, he went on to play the game for another like 8 hours, 10 hours, something like that. So what was the point? What was the point of freaking out like that? Yeah. So yeah, this is interesting, Fetman. I didn't even think about this. I'm sure you've seen this, Pagey, where they want to have CNN breaking news jump in while you're watching stuff on streaming. Like, I said this before about other stuff because I've been very hyperbolic, but this would be so bad that I think people would actually cancel the service. Like,
yeah, the only thing I think especially if you're paying for it, like, fair enough if it was like on the free like a really free version or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're paying whatever it is per month and you get like, I don't know, Lizzo farts or something like as a breaking headline, I'm like, hold on, hold on, what's going on?
But that's what I mean. We don't know what it's actually going to be. You know what I mean? Like, we have no clue if it's going to be something, good, bad, whatever. We have no idea. It could be like TMZ shit. You know what I mean? Like, Kim Kardashian wears a new pair of heels to the supermarket or something like that.
Well, so what if you could alter it? Like, you have to have something that pops on there. There has to be some CNN thing. Mm-hmm. Would you just exclusively have it Ray Fisher tweets?
I would have Ray Fisher and Ezra Miller as my exclusive news.
Would you have a third party? Would you have a third option, or just those two?
Lizzo. So that would
Lizzo.
Be so yeah, definitely 100%. Look, I don't care enough about the news to have it pop up while I'm watching stuff on Max. What I think is going to happen is they're going to try it in certain markets and people are going to hate it. And then they're not going to do it because I can't imagine this is a good idea. It's like, it's intrusive. It's like an ad popping up. What it tells me, though, is that CNN is dying. That's what it tells me. It tells me that CNN is losing money for Discovery, because otherwise, why would they be doing this? It doesn't seem like it serves any other purpose except to drive business to CNN.
The only time I could think it would be somewhat suitable,
mm-hmm.
and it's like minor, because you wouldn't even get one on average per year. It'd be like actually in America it might be more, but like some sort of like security warning or something like that. Like, how you get on your phone, it also appears on streaming. But they're just saying like it's just going to be CNN headlines. So whatever, I guess, the big news topic of the day is. And then once you get into like political elections and stuff,
that's what's going to get really bad. Yeah, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see that. And if they really want to like force the news on me, then do it at the beginning. Like, do it as a 10-second thing at the beginning of a video, so you can just watch it and be done with it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I can't imagine sitting in like America and watching HBO Max, and like every third or fourth day you get Joe Biden falls down the stairs. Like, you don't need that every single 4 days. Like, sure, he falls down the stairs every 4 days, but I don't need to be know about that. It's a common occurrence.
Yeah,
it's like alerting you whenever it rains. Like, yeah.
Well, I think that it's really weird that they assume people want news that way. That they want to see that. Like, what am I going to do? So I'm watching, I don't know, some Peacemaker season 2, right? And I'm watching it, and then in the middle of watching it, great scenes going on, it pops up, boom, Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber are fighting on Twitter. Like, what do they expect me to do? Like, click the
well,
thing
firstly,
and go read that?
Let's be honest, you'd be watching Velma, and secondly,
I don't even want it to be at the bottom of the screen. Look, like for podcasts and stuff here on YouTube, I don't care about like people doing ads and stuff like there are channels you watch where they're like into the video and then they're like, but before we get into that, League of Legends, extra pack, come to my channel, use this code or whatever. I expect that on YouTube content. I don't expect that on like a paid service, like where I'm paying a monthly subscription for like actual movies and TV shows. I just it's super, super annoying. On a podcast or even here on YouTube, I expect it, but not on Max. Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. Or what's the one? BetterHelp. That's another one I see a lot of. BetterHelp.
Raid Shadow Legends, BetterHelp.
What a fucking scam BetterHelp is. Like,
what is it? HelloFresh.
Look, yes, HelloFresh or Factor. Factor's the one I see on Twitch all the time. But yeah, like BetterHelp is such a fucking scam. Like, a few years ago, I actually had a BetterHelp membership, and the first few times you use it, it helps. Like you can be at 4:00 in the morning and somebody's available if you need to talk to them, you know? And so, yeah, it is helpful in that ways, you know, in some ways or whatever. But then it got to the point where you would schedule a meeting and they would put it off, or you'd end up with another therapist. And then you find out they're not even licensed therapists. I know there was a bunch of drama about that or whatever. Not really my thing. But, all right. We have a super chat from Cody here. Superman and Lois and my adventures with Superman really make me feel like Superman is a character better suited for TV. I will not disagree with that. Because I think what makes Superman the most interesting, this is probably a hot take, is when he's just not flying around being Superman. I think Superman is an interesting character, but needs a lot of downtime because you know he's going to fuck shit up. He's Superman. Like, that's what he does. And I love those scenes, but I also appreciate getting a lot more time with them. It's sort of like with the Netflix Marvel shows, right? So Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil, saw him at a convention, and they asked him if he would ever want to have a Daredevil movie. This was back in like season 2 of Daredevil. So like peak Daredevil at this point. And they asked him if he would like to have a Daredevil movie. And he says, no, I'd rather have a TV show because you get more time to build the character. And that's absolutely true. And if you think about it, that's part of the reason why I think The Flash and Arrow and a lot of these other shows we felt more connected to them because we spent so much more time with them.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too much of a thing to figure out, but you got comic books are issue by issue by issue, so it makes sense that a TV show would work best as well. I think the time that a movie works best for a character is when the character is already well established. So that's why you'll sometimes see that people prefer maybe a third entry into it when it comes down to just focusing on story and the character and everything like that, because you don't have to spend all that time building it up. And they say that like things are rushed and everything nowadays. So like that's the only thing, like when you look at Disney Plus, they could do something there, but they're yet to do it. When you actually develop a character through a series, and that could be where maybe the Captain America movie comes in, and that's actually, and goes like a first entry with a certain character in a film thing could be maybe one of the better ones because you've spent time with him and other things, and specifically that Disney Plus show. But then you see like one of my complaints with the Flash movie was the fact that you didn't, like, if you weren't familiar with the character, and this is the first movie with that character, it skips over a lot of the stuff that makes that character and drives that character.
Yeah. Like
for me, I understand it, so it didn't really bother me, but I was putting my mind into someone that doesn't really know the character. I'm like, well, they'd probably be a bit lost. And that would go the same with maybe anyone that watches The Batman with Robert Pattinson, but how many people haven't seen a Batman movie before that? They probably have, at least the Nolan ones, which address his origin.
Yeah.
So that's where TV shows excel in regards to the storytelling aspect, because you have more of that time to let things marinate.
So Anthony says my adventure with Superman only has a contract for 2 seasons, so season 2 has to have good numbers to get a season 3. I think it will, though. I actually think that this first season is going to have such good word of mouth that it will do really well in season 2. One thing I loved about this first season, and again, I'll talk more about this on my video specifically about that show, is how it started out so vastly different from the comic books. And as we went further and further into the season, it became more and more like the traditional Superman stuff. Like everybody sort of got slotted into where they belong, in terms of like what looks familiar to fans of Superman. But it's still different though. Like it's feels the same, but it's very different. I know it's kind of wild, but I can't wait to hear your opinion of it after you binge it. And keep in mind, these are only like 25-minute episodes, so you'll probably be able to get through them pretty quickly. But yeah, I'm really excited for season 2. Now, Linux has a hot take here. Maybe it's not a hot take, but he says that, or they say, Superman can and has worked well in film, but needs to be written by people that understand and respect the character, not Zack Snyder. Agree or disagree with that? Is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down for you?
It's a thumbs up. Why are you asking? Silly question, Eric.
Well, no, I mean, because I didn't know. Maybe you changed your opinion about it.
Oh, no, it's fucking awful. Zack Snyder doesn't understand the character at all. Best Superman we saw with Henry Cavill was the Joss Whedon Superman.
It triggers people, but so many people I've heard say
if you deny it, you actually don't get
Joss
Superman.
Whedon's Superman was the best version in the DCEU. A lot of people have said that. So
Yep.
And we only get him for like what, 5 minutes of the movie, 10 minutes of the movie, something like that at the very end.
Yeah, like let's say 10, probably if we round it up a bit.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. But yeah, it's quite interesting. Let's take a look at this meltdown. I want to watch this meltdown from Twitter here, from Heel versus Babyface, because a lot of people don't know what we're talking about. So let me share this. Okay, so this is, I want to prepare you guys. Let me preface this by saying this is about Starfield. It's a video game. I know we don't normally talk about video games every year, but it's a solo single player campaign, and you basically have a character creation, and then you play the game solo all the way through. And character creations are meant to be customizable. It gets more and more nuanced all the time. And, you know, people were into like boob sliders and butt sliders and, you know, all kinds of stuff. Like, I don't know. You play a lot of sports games. Do you normally play like the characters that are there? Do they have like, can you build your own characters in like FIFA and stuff like that? Or how does it normally work with like
Yeah, you can do like a my career thing where you create a player and you call it your own name and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they I don't know. This guy's a fucking moron, isn't he?
Yeah.
Everything I only see clips of it on Twitter and stuff, so they're limited obviously in context. It's like a minute, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes, like this one, 2:37. But yes, I've never.
There's another clip we're gonna watch of him that'll sort of give you more context.
I think it's probably the longest clip I've ever seen of him, and I'm just like, how is this a real guy? He seems like such a fuck. I
want to preface this by saying that this is literally in the character creation, so he hasn't even gotten into the game yet at this point.
So this is just him, like 5 minutes into playing the game or something.
Maybe. And by the way, he went on to play the game for another 8 or 10 hours after this happened. So pay attention to this. This is a epic meltdown. Okay, this is one of the biggest meltdowns I've seen in recent times.
Is it epic or hashtag epic?
I think it's hashtag epic.
But okay.
This is like total like lolcow, which is an old ass internet term, but that's really what it is. It's like a court jester, honestly.
Is that like I can have cheeseburger?
Maybe. But just watch how upset he is about an optional feature. It's an optional feature. It's not even, you can literally just go with the default. You don't have to change it. Okay? So we'll talk about Starfield in a second. Starfield's got a lot of issues, but this is not a big deal. But yeah, let's listen to his rant. I just want to run through this here.
I just want to say something to you, Bethesda. Just want to say a little something. There is nothing I love more. Taking my headphones off. Fuck that. Bethesda. There is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself. Think, oh my god, just think of this world. Just think of all the planets I can visit. All the immersive things that I can get involved.
Okay, so I want to say this. He's already talking about immersion, right? Which is important with the character creator feature. Like, it is probably the most immersive aspect of an RPG is creating your own character. And Starfield is a space-based action RPG, meaning that you can travel to different planets and stuff like that. What he's essentially mad at is you're creating your character. You can either go like default, say, you know, I want my character to be like a blueprint. Everything is already there. You don't have to change anything. Or you can add all kinds of things. You can change hair color. You can make them look like aliens. You can make them look like, you know, creatures or whatever you want to make them look like. But you can also pick the pronoun that you want, because it doesn't have to, it's like, it's a drop-down menu. Basically, you can switch the pronoun to whatever you want, because at the end of the day, when you create these characters, they look and can look and be anything you want them to be. So it's really just like, okay, you made this character and you want this pronoun or whatever. It's really dumb that he's getting mad about this, because you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Like, if you pick a character and the pronoun aligns with the binary of the character, you just leave it like that. You don't have to change it. I just want to make that very clear.
With all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And you know,
fucking
I love
Dr.
nothing
Seuss.
more. then with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us.
Current day us? Is that a term?
Yeah, so current Deus is like, he's mad that in the character creation screen, the option is something that continues to be progressive, like with like, I guess, modern concepts and things like that. But everything in there is current. Like it's a new game.
Isn't that
like the 1960s version of this? I don't know what he's asking for here.
Isn't that game set in the future as well?
Yeah.
So aren't they future daying you?
That's true.
Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns!
Oh my God.
See, I find it really weird when people watch this type of stuff. Like, I can understand, like, but this is like intentional weird rage stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
There has to be something wrong with like at home with people that watch this type of stuff.
I said, I've got a video that's going out on this, but I said that I think he needs like anger management or something. Like who flips out like this?
Yeah.
About something like this, and doesn't do it for like clout points. You know what I mean? Like he went on again after this. He went on to play the game, which means he technically selected pronouns after he screamed about it. Like, just refund it, bro.
Yeah, very very weird.
Fucking gender ambiguity. Fucking current day Californian shit. Because that's all we fucking know. Because we're boring. We're so fucking boring.
Bro, lay off the pre-workout. Like,
well, I mean, to be honest, this guy seems like he's maybe one of the more boring.
No, you know he is. It's
people,
just this is one of the most unhinged things I've seen in a while. Like, honestly, I felt bad. I was like, is he gonna like pass out on stream or something?
It looks like he's about to cry, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's so angry. And anyway, it's not much more. Let's get through this.
oh, by the way, have you heard the rumor about this guy? I don't know if it's true. I don't know if I should say it here.
What? I don't know.
I don't know if it's true, but it was someone on Twitter. I saw it like it was in this thread thing, and I think it might have been like some people that used to collab with him a couple of years ago or something like that, or maybe like I don't know. But they said that he's into like transgender porn.
Oh, I did see something about that. Yeah, I did see something.
But then he's going on about pronouns and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I don't know if that's true, but that's not the first time someone said that. So I don't know 100%. But we have another clip we'll watch in a second. It's a really short one. But I want to get through this one because it's just like, oh my gosh.
We can't see past our own fucking reflection. That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda West.
It's funny to hear him complaining about them not conforming to what he wants, but then they're narcissistic.
Is that, I can't see because it's small. Is that a figure of him sitting on the ledge?
I don't know what that is. Maybe. He does have a plushie, I think.
Western Game Company. Fuck your immersion. Fuck you having a good time.
So he's mad that a game that gives you another option to make it even more immersive is fucking immersion.
Fuck you falling into a world and just getting lost. No. Current fucking day. Fuck off. You're boring. You're fucking dull. You have nothing to say. You are a one-hived mind twat waffle.
So how are they a hive mind when they're giving you more options to be different?
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. He's calling it hive mind, but they're giving people more options to be individual.
Well, yeah, like that's my custom character on Hogwarts Legacy. I try to make it look like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, click it down there. Can't you see it?
What? Which one? Oh, on the screen. I'm sorry, I was only on the screen.
Oh yeah, guys, send you one.
Yeah.
But like that's why, is just people can make themselves look like themselves or whatever it might be.
Well, on top of that, that's a multiplayer. The game he's complaining about is a single. Starfield is a single player game.
No, this is Hogwarts Legacy is single player. It's like the exact same thing. It's like an RPG where you.
Oh, that was
custom
Hogwarts
create-
Legacy. Sorry, I didn't even realize that's what it was.
Do you think it was FIFA?
I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just some other RPG. But yeah, in a single player game, it doesn't even matter. That's the thing is I don't understand. Why is he so mad? No one's going to interact with any of this except for him. I mean, he's streaming it online, but as far as like other players in the game, nobody's gonna interact with him. Let's see.
That's all you fucking are. And you wonder why people are getting so fucking sick and tired. You take everything we love, all our emotions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, fucking crap ideology into everything, every single solitary fucking thing.
Oh, geez, he's really, really, really angry about
This dude is about to cry. What the fuck?
I know. I don't like straight up. I don't even know. So you don't have to change it. It's default to binary. Like literally, if you create a character that is a man, the default binary pronouns are he, him. You don't have to change it. It just says what they refer to them in the little box. Like, it doesn't make you do anything. This is what he's mad about. But there's another thing here from here. Let's see, where's it at?
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
Here's another one. Oh wait, hold on. What is this? Oh my god.
I thought it was strange when I saw it on YouTube today. I was like,
oh my god. Okay, hold on. This is one more. I want to share this one. This is something that somebody shared to me, and this is him talking about She-Hulk. And we're not going to watch this one. This is another one from I think he was mad that NPC mentioned that they were trans. Anyway, this is from She-Hulk. This one's funny because this is him and Jane Theory. I don't know if he still does stuff with Jane Theory. I haven't seen anything with them together in a while, but this gives you an idea of like it's like a pattern with him with this issue. So here we go.
So she turns up at the wedding and the bride's got a nice rack. That's what I got from this episode.
Did that get the episode a point?
No.
No.
Because, right, I'll tell you why. Because I have actually thought this out. I'm not even joking. Because Jamila comes on later and, you know, she's got some goods.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, do I give it a point for Jamilia's jubblies and the bride's jubblies? And I can't give tit points.
Oh, how
then I'm going to be just giving tit points throughout the season, and it's going to have this. No. So I'm like, I'm sorry, breasts. You can't score. You can't score.
Good job.
I know. I thought so. I had to put my foot down, and it was hard. You know, it was a hard decision because she got a nice rack.
Let's watch this.
And the woman that they actually had playing the girl that was getting married, she's actually trans, and I don't know if people knew that.
I just thought she was.
She had a nice rack.
Hey, the one scene.
Got you.
Wait,
A trap.
so when
A trap.
it's a trap. Oh,
So there we go. I mean, that's the extent of this guy. Like, I mean, pretty much.
got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Somebody talked about my history with Az in general, heel versus babyface. I used to watch his channel when he did World of Warcraft content, and then he went from that to being like, I guess like a game news guy. There was a period of time where people were doing like gaming news, like all these channels were doing gaming news. He did that for a while, and then he became this, whatever this is. So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. But look, at the end of the day, when you have a character creator and it allows you to be more customizable with your character, I don't think that's any reason to get angry about it. By the way, I heard that Baldur's Gate, the newest Baldur's Gate, I'm not a big Baldur's Gate fan. Maybe some of the people in the chat are, but Baldur's Gate.
Balls Gate.
Nut check gate.
Oh, not check. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Baldur's Gate. I heard that the character creation on that lets you like pick your genitals and stuff like that. Which surprised that they haven't done a video about that.
Anything or just two choices?
I'm not totally sure, but somebody posted.
I want tentacles.
Yeah, some people were posting that he went crazy over pronouns, but nobody talked about the fact that in that game you can literally like build your character genitals and all, which I think is quite interesting. But yeah, that's one of the funnier things from this week. Now let's talk about. Can't wait for it to come to Xbox. I wonder if Xbox is going to allow them to do. Oh, you're talking about Starfield. I thought you were talking about Baldur's Gate. I guess maybe you were. I don't know. Maybe
isn't Starfield isn't it Bethesda? Isn't that the Xbox exclusive thing?
Yeah, that's why I thought it already was. I didn't. You know what I mean? I didn't think that it was not there already. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Okay, so this is interesting, and this one kind of annoyed me a little bit. So Marvel has decided to delay a bunch of stuff, and this should come as no big surprise because we know with the writers strike and all that stuff that's happening that they're worried. They're worried about having content to go out because they can't seem to make things work, which is weird. Did you see that a lot of studios now are starting to make concessions and people are going back to work, like on indie projects? Like it seems like there's a lot more happening. Matter of fact, I think Adam Driver was at a film festival promoting an indie project recently. Was it Ferrari? Was that the movie that he was in? So, and oddly enough, like Deadline and places like that are covering independent films. So this is great for the indie film market. Like if you're an indie creator in the film space, you're going to get a lot of attention on your movies right now because nobody's talking about the big films unless they've got unless it's like Marvels or Wonka or something like that. But what are your thoughts on this? Like all these delays. I mean, I don't think this is the only company that's going to do it. We're going to see other places sort of start to shift things around. I think this is a problem because one of the things that Marvel had is consistency for the longest time. Because I believe that it was never about necessarily the quality with Marvel. It was about the consistency. And I think this was the downfall of the Fox X-Men films was you can't just do like one thing every 3 years. It doesn't work when you're building this world around these characters. And with Marvel, you had like 3 to 4 movies a year to rely on. And then you had the shows where you had 2 or 3 shows a year to rely on. All of this shifting makes me a little bit nervous because it makes them extremely inconsistent. Inconsistent? Is that proper English? Am I an American? Inconsistent American, with their films and stuff. What are your thoughts on this? Like, do you think we should be worried that other places are we going to see like Warner Brothers start to push back movies? Because 2025 essentially is right around the corner. They should already be like in like no, I mean like for the DCU. Like when all that stuff starts happening. Like when the movies stuff happening. So it's right around the corner. So I'm concerned that they should be in pre-production for like most of those projects by now. Like in massive pre-production for most of those projects.
Well, technically they would be. With the Superman Legacy would be in pre-production because you don't need really, they can start building sets and everything if they want to.
But they would have to have the scripts, right? The scripts would have to be done at this point.
Yeah, but the Superman Legacy is done. And Creature Commandos, I think, was all done. I think they just got to like edit that together. Their biggest concern probably is Waller, if that has anything to do in their timeline, potentially. But with Superman Legacy, they're fine. It just depends like what else is there and what else they have to do with Superman Legacy. In regards to like the casting side of things, but James Gunn took a photo of him in the I don't know where it was, but it was in some sort of, I think it might have been the makeup development or something. So I guess they were like figuring out. No, it was the costume department for Superman Legacy. So obviously they were making the costumes and stuff. And they'd probably have that. It wouldn't surprise me if they knew strike was happening. They quickly came in, do like body scans and stuff like that of the particular people if they needed to, or at least got their measurements like hype.
So you think they could even be working on like VFX stuff and everything now? Like
Yeah, like if they got like a 3D model, they could print a mannequin and do like start building the suit around that, or 3D print them like the torso or the leg.
However, everything beyond that would be a problem,
Like,
and that
anything
they
with the
have to
actual
delay
actors.
Superman Legacy because they don't want to have like a 2-year gap between movies.
Well, the thing
So
is
it's
that I think by the time Superman Legacy would have even started filming, like hit cameras and gone action, I think the strike's going to be over. I just don't see how long this thing can go on. My worry is that the people get absolutely shafted, and mainly the actors. Like I think the writers are pretty sweet. I think the writers are probably going to get what they want, at least for it's going to lean more like pretty heavily in their favor. Outside of maybe like a couple of things, because it just might be like just the studio's like, no, we can't agree to that. That's just too much. But the actors are the ones that seem like they're going to get shafted. Like,
yeah,
I
so
don't know
AMC
how
is being allowed to
so.
film The Walking Dead. Yeah, we're seeing other allowances being done every day now. It seems like. Philip says, should we be concerned about the Epic Verse taking advantage of the growing indie market? No, the Epic Verse are like 10 to 15-minute short films, and they're going to.
What's the Epic Verse?
It's one of these other grifter channels that are trying to make like content.
Epic Verse?
It's a yeah. Don't worry, we'll cover it when it happens because I'm sure it's going to be funny as fuck. Cody here says that SAG is about to send a vote to video games. Yeah, so one of the other things is like now we're seeing video games, which by the way, we talk about movies and TV shows. Many people don't know this, but the video game industry is the most profitable entertainment industry in the world by leaps and bounds. Like it is $1 billion industry beyond what the movie theaters. It's more than any of these other places could hope for. Video games are extremely profitable. Especially when you talk about microtransactions and things like that, it starts to really dip into like this crazy amount of like revenue for these studios and stuff like that. But yeah, it seems like a lot of the people in creatives for video games now are saying the same thing. They're not getting paid a fair wage. We're going to see a big shift in the way entertainment is done. You know what I mean? Alex Alexander, $2 super chat. Will the Spider-Verse trilogy be the best comic book movie series? I don't know. Some people would probably say so. I think the first 2 movies are really strong. The third one has to really nail the landing though. And some movies have benefited in other ways. Like I would say, I went back and watched this week on the road trip and watched Guardians of the Galaxy, all 3 of those movies. And although the center film is a dip a little bit in part of that movie, I think that movie is one of the best comic book movie trilogies that doesn't rely on outside influence. If you know what I mean. Does that make any sense, Paigey? Like a lot of the Marvel trilogies rely on overlap. I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy does. I think those movies sort of stand on their own for the most part.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people would say that maybe the Nolan Batman trilogy, but I don't think that's the best either, personally. What do you think? Because you're not big on animation, so clearly this isn't going to be your choice. But do you think there's another like trilogy that is better for you than any of those, or
comic book movie trilogy?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. What ones are there? I know you love the Ant-Man trilogy.
I think Ant-Man gets a lot of disrespect. The first 2 movies I think are pretty good. I think the Captain America trilogy is really good, but that third movie heavily relies on the MCU characters.
Yeah.
I think it's solid. Look, I on the hype train for Captain America. Trust me, I am. But I do think that you have to understand that third movie is like Avengers, like a 0.5 Avengers movie. That's okay. Nothing against it. Nothing against it at all.
Well, which one do you prefer, the MCU Spider-Man trilogy or the Raimi trilogy?
The MCU one.
Oh.
I'll be honest. The only movie that I really like in the Raimi trilogy is the second one. I think the second one is the most solid of the 3 films. I think the first one is really, really, really good. And I can understand why people would love that one. I think the second one is genius. 10 out of 10. Perfect movie. I don't have any negatives really to say about the second Spider-Man movie in the Raimi trilogy. I hate the third film. The only thing I care about in that third film is the Sandman storyline. I think everything else was a mess.
I think the Raimi one was better because I think Homecoming's fine. I don't really like Far From Home, and then No Way Home's the best one. That three.
I think Far From Home is the weaker one, but I think the
I-
first and the third one are really strong.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't give it to
yeah.
that first trilogy because that third movie is the worst Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. I don't think there's any movie worse than that third Spider-Man movie in the Raimi trilogy. I think it's awful. I just don't like it. I tell you what, if they would have given a third one to the second,
I was going to
movie
say, what about the
franchise or
two
whatever, the
Amazing
Garfield,
Spider-Man movies?
I really liked the first one, the one with the lizard. I thought that was a really, really good movie. I think the second one stumbled because it tried to set up so much stuff, which is where I think they made the mistake on that one. But I think a third one in that world could have worked. So I don't know. I would rather watch Amazing Spider-Man 2 100 times than watch the third Raimi Spider-Man movie. I look, I love Venom. Venom, that era of Spider-Man was my era. I remember Secret Wars. I remember him getting the costume on the base, coming back to Earth, dealing with the fact that it was a symbiote, that whole storyline. And they completely fucked it with no lube in that third movie. It was awful. Absolutely fucking awful. It's like they had all the right ingredients and then they just completely fucked it up.
Venom.
I hate that movie. I hate it. I hate the representation of Venom in that movie. I do not like it. I don't like the storyline with the Hobgoblin stuff. Like, I hate all of it. I hate it. Like, give me a Sandman movie and subtract all that other shit. That's just the way I feel about it. However, I think the best Spider-Man movie of all time, if you're talking about live action, one that I think just nails it is the second Raimi movie. I think the second Raimi movie is probably one of the, if not the best Spider-Man movies of all time. If we're talking about just in general, including animation, my favorite Spider-Man movies are Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. That's the way I feel about it. Okay, so let's look at some of these delays. We're just gonna kind of breeze through here quickly and see what's happening. So Echo was gonna come out in November of this year. Now it's getting moved to 2024. It says they're still set to release all the episodes at once. So I don't think they're very confident about Echo. We talked about this a little bit before. Echo, your general thoughts on it? I mean, I think this show should have came out as quickly as possible after Hawkeye. I think it was imperative that it came out after Hawkeye. This much time between Hawkeye and now, I think, is a problem for the show.
I
think they missed the exit for this one.
Yeah, I think this one's like I think it's gonna roll around. People are gonna be like, okay, well, I don't care, and then just be waiting for the next thing.
And it's a binge, which really it's gonna hurt its trendability as well. So it feels like they're just dumping this one.
Yeah.
So
I reckon there's probably something with Daredevil and Kingpin in this, like one episode with them that's important for whatever they want to do going forward. Maybe something with a movie, I don't know. So they're just like, yeah, that's the whole. And it wouldn't surprise me if this looks pretty cheap. It wouldn't surprise me if they did this on the cheap, which would explain just releasing it at once so people can get it over and done with.
Now, here's one I'm actually excited about, and people are going to be like, no, you're capping. I'm not. I liked What If season 1. I didn't like every episode, but I liked it for the most part because I like the animation style. So it's going to come out in December over the holiday season. So sometime at the end of December. Anyway, I'm excited for that one. And then we have X-Men 97. And it moved from a fall 2023 to early 2024. So they're pushing that back as well. Now, this one, I don't know. Is this one done? Maybe somebody in the chat can tell me. Is this animated series done? Because I'm not.
I think they did because I saw something on Twitter, like on the whatever it was. It was like they've got the toys already in the shops or something for X-Men 97. Like it says X-Men 97 on it. Yeah. So I don't. That would be the case if this wasn't somewhat ready to go.
I'm really excited about this one as well. So I'm looking forward to that. The WandaVision spinoff Agatha, starring Kathryn Hahn as disgraced witch Agatha Harkness, is now pegged to debut. to debut. My mind's in the gutter tonight. Sorry. It was the debut in the fall of 2024, likely around the Halloween season. I actually don't think that's a bad idea. I think if they weren't able to get it out by Halloween of this year for whatever reason, if the show does have a Halloween feel to it, that's a bonus to it. But they changed the title again as well. So it was House of Harkness, which I thought was a really cool title. Then they changed it to Coven of Chaos, which I guess chaos magic makes sense or whatever. Now it's got the worst of the three titles, which is Darkhold Diaries. I hate that title. The other two were far superior. Why would they change it to Darkhold Diaries? Says, though a source with knowledge of the show says the changing titles are less a sign of indecisive on Marvel's part, more a suggestion that Agatha's up to her old skullduggery, or is it going to be Darkhold Diaries because it's going to be like an anthology where there's pocket stories every week or something?
I'm going to link you this, Eric. This can be a little bonus thing you can do towards the end of the stream.
Okay.
It's
Well, we don't
my-
have. This isn't going to be a long stream. We only have one other small thing to talk about. So.
Okay. It made my brain go.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Marvel's Disney Plus title season 2 Loki set to debut on October 6th. They have not changed that. I think Loki season 2 is going to be massive because there's really nothing else on. So I think it's going to do really, really well.
The big question here is, Eric, is that have you had the Loki sweet and sour sauce from McDonald's yet?
I have not, and you know I love McDonald's. So have you had it?
No, I've seen the pictures of the thing though.
Give a thumbs up in the chat or drop an emoji of the if you're a Team Airrick member, drop the gold face emoji.
I know they're doing that thing with the TVs.
If you've had the Loki sauce,
because I went and got a large Coke, no sugar, from the drive-through like 3 days ago, and I noticed on the cup that it says just says the McDonald's cup, and then it lists all the movies and like all TV shows that have like focused on the cup.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a look on Instagram and stuff like that, and they've got like, if you get a filet of fish, there's The Office, I think, on it. If you get the quarter pounder, I can't remember. I think if you get the Big Mac, I think it says Seinfeld and a couple of other things. If you get the fries, it lists all the shows and movies and stuff. I think the only one that's specially branded is the sweet and sour sauce because of Loki.
I see some people in the chat have had it. I'm curious if it's any good. Is it different, or is it just the?
I think it's just. I think it just looks like sweet and sour sauce. So I don't know if there's much difference.
Oh, it's just a sweet and sour sauce with a Loki logo on it. It's not.
It's called like the sweet and sour sauce. Like it's like this entity.
Well, that bums me out a little bit.
I'm assuming there's something in the show that maybe there's a reference to it in the show.
Well, we know Sylvie is going to be working a variant of Sylvie's working at McDonald's. So I
saw that thing on the news that was it Brooklyn? They turned a McDonald's into like a 1980s McDonald's and even made the menu the same price. So you got a Big Mac for what the price was back in 1980.
How much business do you think they had giving like a 1980s?
Imagine if all the McDonald's in America did
Oh
that.
my God. Could you imagine how many Big Macs I could get for like 80 some cents? Because I remember when they were that price.
Is that how much they were?
I think, let me double check. How much were, let me see. How much?
I know in the early 2000s, a Big Mac was like $4, I think, in America, or $3, $3.99.
Let's see.
Super size.
So they said that it was $1.60, which was still good, but yeah.
I mean, now, like, what's a Big Mac here? I need, like, how much is a Big Mac?
$6. I bet you. Hold on, wait. What's the price of a Big Mac in 2023? I bet it's like $6. $5.27 is the average in the world. $5.27. Holy shit.
Big Mac is $6.60 by itself. If you want a small meal, it's $10.40.
So we had dinner tonight when we got in from a place called Red Robin. I don't know if you have that in Australia.
I've heard of it. I don't know.
It's really, really good. It's really good. But let me tell you how much it costs. Are you ready for this? This is the delivery and everything. We both got a burger. One side, no sodas, just a burger and a side. You ready for this?
Yeah. Well, so two burgers, two sides.
Yes. Okay. I also want to point out that you're probably not going to be shocked by this because I think everything where you are is more expensive than it is here anyway. But in the chat, guess how much 2 burgers and 2 fries cost for delivery tonight,
including the delivery.
Yeah, just the whole the order itself. What is your guess? What do you think it would?
I'm gonna say $30.
Okay, all right. So we pay for the because I don't know if you got it because you got Deliveroo and do you have Uber Eats there? As well?
Deliveroo went bust. I think we got like Uber Eats, DoorDash,
Okay. Yeah,
menu log.
Without tip and paying for the premium service, which is the one where they remove like the normal delivery cost or whatever. Without tip, it was $42.
What?
I kid you not.
That is American. That's like 60 Australian almost.
$42 for 2 burgers and 2 sides. No drinks. When I tell you, we were like, oh my God. Because the thing was, we had just gotten in. We didn't want to cook. We didn't want to deal with anything. We're just going to order out. I could order, look, to give you put this in perspective, Domino's, which some people would say is like a shit pizza place. I don't know how it is where you are, but some people would say it's a shit pizza place. I could order 2 large pizzas from Domino's for $20.
The thing is that you'll order this. It costs what was it, $42?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll be looking at the app, and the guy's going to Kilimanjaro before he comes back to your place. So he's going to get there, and the burgers are going to be cold. The sides are going to be all sloppy and cold.
The chat is singing the praises of Domino's, and I'm fucking right there. I love Domino's. I think Domino's here, at least in America, has really stepped up their.
Domino's is the better. It's like we have Domino's and Pizza Hut, and Domino's is much better.
Let me tell you, Pizza Hut has fallen from grace. There's only one pizza from Pizza Hut that I will get, and it's their thin and crispy pizza. Everything else there is garbage. And when I was little, Pizza Hut was the king.
I think it was the same here. Pizza Hut was. We like used to have like the 8-in Pizza Hut, 8-in Pizza Hut. Sorry, you'd go there and you have like the pizza bar, the salad bar, the dessert bar, and everything like that. Now there's only like a couple around the entire country. There used to be one like right near where I lived when I was a kid.
What's really fucking wild to me?
McDonald's.
Look, what's really fucking wild to me is Pizza Hut, for the most part, has pre-made crust that gets delivered. Like it comes in like refrigerated from the main company, and they just put the toppings on and send it out to you, right? As far as I know, I can't confirm this. Okay, maybe somebody here from Domino's can, but Domino's, except for their thin crust pizza, which I believe has to come pre-made, all of their other stuff is hand-pressed dough. Like they pull the dough out and they make it by hand there in Domino's before they send it out to you. So there is a bit of inconsistency sometimes with them, but they are much better priced than Pizza Hut, and they give you a better quality product. Like with Pizza Hut, you're basically getting a DiGiorno pizza or something that you can get frozen. And it's like, I don't know what the fuck happened to the king. Like Domino's is better. Even Papa John's, which has shit pizza sometimes, is better than Pizza Hut. I don't understand. Pizza, what the fuck happened to you? You didn't get woke go broke. So
well,
what
isn't
happened?
Isn't Pizza Hut like owned by the same company that owns like KFC and some of the other places over there?
Yeah.
So they're all like, I think there'd be some sort of quality control, but anyway.
Ethan says we ordered Chick-fil-A nuggets and meal and tenders meal, $50 on DoorDash.
Chick-fil-A's, I remember when I went to Chick-fil-A is pretty expensive for like compared to others, but it's good.
For nuggets? For nuggets?
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Look, when I was little, we always looked forward to this. Was pizza day in school, right? Because you would you'd go in and if you did really good, like you had like B's or whatever, A's, I can't remember what it was, something. If you did really good for the month, they would give you a pizza. You get like a personal pan pizza as a gift, like at the end of the month. Because we always had this pizza day, and you'd always look forward to it. And I remember how good they were. They came in like these like foil containers with like, you know, a piece of like cardboard on top, and you peel it off, and it would be like the perfect temperature because they'd have it in like the heat bags and everything. It was so good. Now I'm thinking about food. This is really fucking with me, but it used to be so good. And I remember I loved Pizza Hut, and I don't know how it was over there, but you'd go in and sit down. How do we get here? Anyway, you go to Pizza Hut, you'd sit down, and you had the red dome lights over top of it, and the place would smell like you were in fake Italy. I don't know. I loved it. But it's not the same.
Oh, that's
anymore.
what it is. That's what it is. Pizza Hut, KFC, and Taco Bell are all owned by Pepsi. That's what it was, and that they have to have Pepsi as their drink. That's what it was. I knew there was something that I was trying to figure out.
I also want to talk about how they fuck. Did I tell you the story about how Pizza Hut fucked me over with my order?
Is that the one where they delivered it next door or something?
No, that was groceries. That was.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I remember that story. Yeah.
No. So I went on we have Uber Eats app or Postmates, which is basically Uber Eats over here.
I've heard multiple stories with you and these delivery services. Like I don't know if it's the same one, but the one where you ordered something and you're looking at your phone and the guy starts heading towards you and then just drives past and kept driving. Just kept driving.
Well, there was one where they went 30 minutes in the opposite direction and sat there for like an hour, and then they brought the food like 2 hours later. But no, like this one was like I went on the Uber Eats Postmates, right? Ordered the Pizza Hut or whatever. And then after about 20 minutes, I'm like, they're not even, because you can look in the app and see, like, you know what I mean? Like they're preparing it or whatever. And so I'm looking there and I'm like, fuck, it's been 20 minutes. They're not even preparing my order. The order was received, but they weren't even preparing the order. So I called Pizza directly, the store that I ordered it from. And they were like, oh yeah, our system's down. I'm like, what does that got to do with me? Like I ordered it through Postmates or whatever. They're like, yeah, we can't get those orders. I said, but you got my fucking money. They're like, well, it doesn't charge you until they go out. And I'm like, so wait a minute. It's just gonna sit there perpetually doing nothing for like hours and hours and hours. Like, what the fuck? How does this work? So I had to cancel the order through Postmates. And then we went on and ordered it directly through Pizza Hut. And they drop off the pizzas. This is after like an hour and a half. It's delivery time. Pizza's awful. By the way, Domino's is fast as fuck. Like if you order Domino's, they're here in like 20 minutes. Pizza Hut, slow as shit. Anyway, so they arrive with the pizzas. They drop off the pizza, right? It's we both got 2 different pizzas. And so we open up the pizza boxes, right? And his pizza was right. He didn't even want it. It was me that wanted it, right? I was the one that wanted it. So he opens it up and his pizza is right. I open mine up and it's just the crust. No sauce, no cheese, no toppings, just the pizza crust.
That sounds delicious. Dry crust.
Yeah. Well, it was baked. They baked the crust without putting anything in it. I was like, there's somebody there must have been really, really high. Really fucking high.
Or really confused. High or confused why someone had ordered if it went through the system with no toppings and stuff like that.
I've had that happen. Send that out? Why would you send that out? I don't understand. Well,
oh my God.
So
that's
anyway,
hilarious.
Getting back to this. All right, so these 3 shows are now indefinitely delayed. They're in limbo, which is Daredevil Born Again, which, if you remember correctly, that one stopped filming because of all the protesting that was going on. Wonder Man hadn't completed production. And Ironheart, which this is weird. Ironheart is done. That show is done. Like, you've done filming it and everything. And that one's been taken off the schedule as well. So I have a theory. I think Ironheart, this is why the interconnected world of Marvel is so fucking important. I think Ironheart was connected to something else, like Thunderbolts or something else that's supposed to be coming out. And since they haven't been able to get the ball rolling on that, they have to like postpone shows that are connected to other things. That's what I think is happening. Because I think Wonder Man might have been tied to something else as well. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, I thought Ironheart was going to be connected to Armor Wars. That's what I thought. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It's really weird. Really, really weird. So what did you share with me? Let me see what you sent over. Hopefully it's nothing edgy. Oh my God. This article. Should we go through this? Should we do this?
Yeah, once you get into like the first 3 choices, you'll know which direction it's sort of, well, the quality of it, might I say.
All right. Oh god, is this one of those ones where you have to like click through every page? Oh god.
Yeah, so they get as much ad revenue as possible.
Yeah. All right. So let me switch to the next page and go get started. Ranked from worst to best. Okay. This is a Bam Smack Pow. And this is it says every character. I don't think that there's only 25 here. That's not every character. So ranked from worst to best. So we have Cicada 1.0 as number 25. So thoughts on that?
Well, it depends because it's not every character. So is it the 25th best or is it the worst of these 25? Which one is
Well,
it?
it says worst to best. I'm just going to assume worst to best based on this list, if I had to guess. I thought that this character was mostly unsuccessful, but I like the idea behind the character. I thought the idea was cool, but I do think the character was mostly unsuccessful. Are we going to bother to read any of this? Or
No, I'm not reading about any explanations. I can't.
Mirror Monarch is number 24. I probably would have put her at 25, to be honest. I think she ended up being a big dud at the end. I know they had trouble with the end of the season, making it work, but the idea that she's just kind of running around out there, kind of annoys me. Oh wait, we gotta skip to the next. What? 2 per page? Oh, Chillblaine is number 23. I don't know. Is there a special place in your heart for Chillblaine?
If he zipped up that jacket, maybe.
Wait, in the comics version, does he have his shirt off all the time?
No, he looks like a captain. Like that's the thing. His jacket is extremely comic accurate, but it's never zipped up. If it's zipped up, he'd look comic accurate.
Oh yeah. Okay, now I remember what he looks like because I don't remember much about this character. But yeah, you're right. You are right. Yeah. I wonder why did they do it just for the meme? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Geez, they're tugging on my heartstrings here. Wait, they put them together.
By the way, did you see deleted Allegra scene from the season, the finale?
Yeah, I saw it.
I have. Okay, side note. If you've seen that deleted scene, what was the point of building up her character and giving her any screen time if you're going to delete that final scene? That final scene complements that and go, okay, well, maybe it was worth even having those scenes. But they deleted the scene. It's like cooking a meal and then just leaving the thing in the oven and letting it burn. It's like making every element of the meal and you leave the roast chicken in the oven, just let it burn to a crisp.
I'm going to share it here because I want people to see it. We haven't watched it on here, but I'll share it. So here is a deleted Allegra scene. Here we go.
You're listening to the Citizentopia podcast.
But I'm not Iris West Allen. She's taking a well-deserved maternity leave while I talk to you all about what went down last week. One listener wrote in saying, watching the Red Skies part made her feel like we're in a whole new world. And maybe we are. Not just the citizens of Central City, but its heroes too. See, the rule used to go, if you're a hero, wear a mask. But maybe this new world needs a new kind of hero. One that can bridge the gap between those with powers and those without. And help us all learn to coexist. Which is why I want to say I'm not just Allegra Garcia, reporter for CCC Media. I'm also a metahuman.
And a proud member of Team Flash.
Yes!
I'm the light meta you've seen fighting crime around the city.
I knew it!
You can call me Wavelength. And I couldn't be more proud to share my truth with all of you.
Atta girl.
I'm guessing it was deleted because it's paced horribly. It's so drawn out.
It's
very similar to I think there's another deleted scene where there's a deleted scene between Cecile and Iris. It just drags on. It goes for like 3 minutes. And it was in the episode where Barry goes back to 2000.
If it wasn't paced so poorly, the concept behind that scene is really well done. Like,
well, yeah, it was just
scene to have.
but it also makes it one. I guess it's like, you don't know, so like all those scenes in previous episodes, but it's like, why bother with all those scenes if you're going to delete the climax of even just doing that whole thing? Yeah.
A lot of choices, but it's funny they put Allegra and Chester together at 22. That's a really low bar. Like, I would actually put Chester higher than Allegra, but whatever, I guess. Let's see here. Oh, Ralph Dibney at 21.
Yeah,
that feels personal.
Yeah. As soon as I saw Ralph at 20,
higher on the list, honestly.
Wait till you see who's at 20, and wait till you see who's at 19. I got to 19 and I clicked off and I linked it to you.
Okay, let's see here. Cecile is 20. Okay. Keone is 19. Wait, so they're classifying, I guess Daniel Panabaker is going to be up here multiple times.
I'd assume so, because you just wouldn't you'd put Keone /
Yeah. All right. Sherlock is 18. I don't necessarily disagree with this because I'm
fine with Sherlock.
Yeah. Clifford 16?
Oh no, there's probably one under Sherlock, 17.
Oh, okay. Let's go back.
I think they keep putting 2 on each page. There's probably one even further back.
Nash, well, yeah. I don't have an issue with him being at 18 and 17.
Even if you go back again, you'll probably see another one. You'll probably see number 19. That was under Cecile. Oh no, Keone was 19. Keone got her own thing. Okay.
All right, so Thinker at 16. Look, I have issues with the season, but he was never the problem with the season for me. Matter of fact, he's one of the best villains in terms of like screen chemistry with Barry that we've had since Harrison Wells.
Is there one below him?
Oh, no.
No.
Timeless Wells is 15.
We never spent any time with him. He spent like
right.
What, 3 episodes?
How did he get so much higher than everybody else then? Because
I don't know. I'd say Sherlock and
Bart Allen is 14.
Once again, you hardly spend any time with him. Like you spend like not that much. Like yeah.
But keep in mind that these people are higher on the list than Chester and Allegra.
Well, I know for you that's an issue.
No, I just think it's funny. I think it's hilarious, honestly. 13 is Nora West Allen. Which version?
Yeah, which one?
Oh, Eddie Thawne is 12. That's too low. I think Eddie Thawne should be like top 10.
Okay. Is there one below him? Is there an 11 there?
No.
Okay. Do 11 and then we'll get to the top 10 and we'll give our
H.R. Wells is number 11.
Okay. I remember people hated HR. I liked him because he had the drumstick. People didn't like it.
I think the Superior Wells was Earth 2 Harry, personally. That's fine.
So,
all right. So who do we think number 10 is? Is that what we're doing here? I don't know.
Oh, well, who do you think there's going to be a hot take in the top 10?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what characters are considered. Like they say every character, but this is not every character.
I'm just trying to think of the one that's going to be really bad that's in the top 10 or one that is good that's going to be missing. I mean, I'd probably say Ralph already, but him at 21st was crazy.
Maybe Pied Piper? Is he going to be in the top 10?
I'm going to say Goldface. Goldface will be in the top 10.
Okay. Do you want to give it any bets on who number?
Actually, no, I won't put Goldface because these are clearly meant to be like Flash family / series regulars. Yeah. So I won't put Goldface. I'll put
Patty Spivot.
No, I reckon they'll. Oh my god,
Wally West. I bet you number 10 is Wally West.
I'm worried. I have a feeling Red Death's going to be in the top 10.
Oh,
but anyway,
okay. Let's see who number 10 is. I'm going to go with Wally West. Let's see. Oh, look.
Well, you said okay. I thought you say Wally was not going to be in the top 10.
No. I said what if number 10 is Wally West?
So okay. I'm worried.
So,
Red Death. Is there one below it?
I don't
or
have
are
a
they
problem with
throwing-
him being number 10. Let me tell you why. Because I think the show did not give him enough. Like, I think he could have been so much more, and they just fucked around too long. To be
Yeah,
honest. Let's see, is number 9 up here? No.
I think they're probably doing one per thing by the looks of it.
Oh, Killer Frost. But wasn't she just Frost? I mean, Killer Frost was the persona. I don't think she ever truly became Killer Frost. Like, she spent like a blip as Killer Frost. She never actually killed anybody.
Outside of that alternate season 3 future where Iris is dead, I think she was Killer Frost then.
Okay. Oh, Jay Garrick. I don't disagree with this. He definitely should be in the top 10.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best characters on the show. So, let's see. We only else on this? No. All right.
I think it's one per page based off how many's left. At the
Okay.
top there.
Okay. So number 7. I feel like we should be getting Cisco at any moment right now.
Well,
I feel like
Cisco should be.
coming in.
Cisco should be top.
Look, hot
5
take.
easily.
Hot take. Top 2 is going to be Barry and Iris. I think that's
Well,
probably
hot take / like simp take, like
yeah.
pander.
It's going to be
take.
Barry
Like,
and Iris.
to be honest, Iris.
Look,
to be honest, if you're being honest,
Barry,
Iris probably
Iris,
should be.
Cisco, Caitlin. That's going to be the top 4.
If you're being honest, will Eric be honest? Iris probably shouldn't be in the top 10. But
Well, I'm basing it on what I think this list is going to do. So we're going to.
oh, Eric's avoiding
Barry-
controversy.
Let's go ahead and try. Let's try to do the top 5 right now. So I think
Okay.
it's going to be Barry number 1,
Yeah,
Iris number 2, Cisco number 3,
yeah.
Caitlin is number 4, and Harry Wells Earth 2 is number 5. That's going to be the top.
Mine's
5.
going to be Barry 1, Thorn 2, Iris 3, Cisco 4, Joe 5.
That's right. Thawne hasn't been on the list yet either. So Caitlin might be 6 then.
Yeah, I think Caitlin's going to miss out. I reckon they'll go Joe
do you think?
5th.
Do you think Earth 2, Harry, and Thawne are both going to be in the top 5?
I reckon 7 and 6 are going to be Earth 2, Harry, and Caitlin.
And Caitlin. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And
Which one is going to be
order?
7? Which one do you think is going to be 7?
I'll say Caitlin.
Okay. No.
Fuck. It was
Harry Wells.
But I said it would be.
But-
So if Caitlin's 6th, then I get the Quinella.
Yes. Okay.
Boom.
All right.
There we go. Okay.
But is it in the right order? Is the question.
Okay, so here we go.
Let's see.
Okay, here we go. Top 5. Top 5 is clearly going to be. Oh fuck! There's still Hunter Zolomon.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm gonna say 5 is going to be. Who do we have left? We have Barry, Iris, Thawne,
Joe.
ooh, and
Cisco.
Cisco. So I think 5 is gonna be Cisco.
But there's 6 options there. There's Zoom.
I know. They haven't
Yeah.
used Zoom yet. They don't have Savitar on here either.
What is this list? This must have been one of those ones where someone just made it because they they just didn't think. Okay, well, what do you think 5 is going to be? I'm going to say Joe.
Cisco.
I'm going to say Joe.
I think it's gonna be Cisco then Joe, but that's
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Boom.
All right. So that means so wait a minute. That means that we have the top 4 now. If we're juggling here, we have Wellsabard, Thawne, Barry, Iris, and Cisco. Do we think they're going to substitute any of those with like Zoom or Savitar or Henry Allen or Nora, Speed Force Nora? Because they're missing so many characters.
If Speed Force Nora is in the top 4, this list should be burnt and never seen. I think they've forgotten either Zoom or Thorn. I'm assuming they've forgotten Zoom, but included Cicada and all those things. So,
But are we locking in
gonna say-
Cisco at 4?
yeah, I'm going to lock in. I'm going to lock in Cisco 4 and then Iris 3.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I think at this point Cisco has to be 4. Yes. Okay.
Boom.
All right, so we have our top 3. So we have left now Barry, Iris, and Wellsabard.
And
I think
Zoom.
it's gonna be
I don't know,
and
Zoom. But this guy's not going to leave out Iris. I think he's going to simp for Iris.
Okay. Based on the guy that's writing this,
Yeah.
that's who I think it is. Who wrote this? Michael Patterson. Okay. Based on this, I would not be shocked if Iris is number 1.
I mean, the fact he's in the top 3 is a bit of a meme in itself, but I wouldn't be surprised either.
I think he might put Iris as number 1.
Okay, so who are we putting at? So Thorn at 3.
I'm going to put Wellsabard at 3. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. All
Fuck me.
So All right, so it is Barry and Iris in the top 2. The big question now,
If we get Iris, we have to read his we have to read the description as to why he put Iris at whatever, whether it's 1 or 2.
right. Because to be honest, to put the lead actor in any other spot but 1 is just utterly disrespectful. So
I just can't believe Zoom and or Savitar and or Bloodwork.
Bloodwork wasn't in
These
here.
characters.
Godspeed wasn't in here. Not that he would have been high on the list, but wasn't in here. Yeah, there were a lot of characters were missing.
Gorilla Grodd. Well, I guess he wouldn't be that. But anyway,
King Shark.
So Iris at 2. Is Iris at 2?
Here we go. Yes.
Yeah.
Iris is at 2. All right.
Rate it.
Oh,
Rate
gosh.
it. I need to
Iris
rate
West, the Flash's lightning rod and most important character on the show outside of the Scarlet Speedster himself, has also went through a lot over the past decade. From finding out that her longtime best friend was in love with her to starting her own media empire, few characters have been on a journey in the way that Iris has, and she has grown immensely along the way. Iris is one of the strongest characters on television in recent memory. She has been dealt some bad hands over the years and always found a way to fight her way through it, both for herself and her family. Savitar is mentioned here. When Savitar sought to, by the way, Savitar would have been higher on the list than some of those people at the end. Like some of the people on this list would have not even been on there compared to Savitar. When Savitar started to kill her family and fate was fated to happen, she said, "Screw fate," and found a way to survive. No, she didn't. She said she was giving into it.
Yeah.
Remember? That was it. She didn't find a way to survive.
Wasn't it Barry that went out of his way to try and go against fate?
I think pretty much everybody did. Look, I was never one of those people that was like, yeah, I want to see Iris, killed off on the show. I never ever championed for that. But the thing was, she decided in her own agency that she was going to just let fate happen, and then they did the trick and the switcheroo there. She did kill him in the end, though. That is true. When DeVoe framed her husband, she stood up to them and put herself in harm's way to save him. And when Barry disappeared in the Speed Force, she stepped up and led Team Flash in his absence. There's a reason that Barry refers to Iris as a lightning rod. She grounds him when life gets too crazy. I liked it better when she was a emotional lightning rod for him. When she was there to ground him as a human being. When they started making it so she had a connection to the Speed Force and all that, that's when I was like, okay. As much the heart and soul of the Flash as he is, we're happy that she achieved her dreams of being a media mogul, legendary reporter, Pulitzer Prize winner, superhero, and of course a wonderful mother is what she. Well, I mean, no, they weren't wonderful parents. Remember, that was like the whole point.
This sounds like a Tumblr person wrote it. Like it's.
Well, think about it. The entire reason things happen the way they happen is because of the way they treated Nora in the future. Candace Patton changed the game with her iconic performance, even though we'll miss seeing her stun as Iris. Can't wait to see what she does next. We'll keep waiting because it looks like she's got nothing. I mean, obviously nobody has anything going on right now, but I haven't seen her attached to anything. All right, obviously Barry Allen. Trying to see here. Look how short his is.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not going to attack this Michael guy, but it's pretty much he's like a bait journalist. Like he just sort of simps up to like I think he was like saying like Red Death was like the greatest villain.
Have a good night,
the time when
Amethyst.
she was on to get clicks and stuff.
I have a feeling that he
wait, hold on.
Iris
what is that? That next
11 most disliked Arrowverse characters ranked.
Do we dare?
Clicking on it now. Let's see.
Why does it have Ezra Miller?
I don't know. Wait. Why is she 15 amazing performers from what happened? Did we just what?
It's the wrong link.
Okay, well, there we
and
go.
A big fat ad.
I guess it wasn't meant to be. I have a feeling that he was struggling whether or not to put Iris number 1 because it sounds to me like he was on the verge of putting her number 1.
Do you think he was like getting waterboarded while writing the options for that? Because there is the possibility that he may have been captured by West Alleners.
I don't know, maybe, possibly. Anyway, I guess that's where we're going to wrap. That was a fun article. We're going to wrap it up there. The only other thing I was going to talk about, but we really don't have to mention, we can mention it briefly, is the fact that anybody give David Ayer something else to do. Because if I hear him one more time talk about how amazing this unmade cut of his movie would be, I feel like I'm going to throw my phone against the wall.
Throw my phone against the wall.
He's talking about things that weren't even filmed. He's talking about ideas for the movie, things that he wanted to do.
If you've read anything that's come out about the Ayer cut, it sounds like shit.
Mhm.
Like I don't. Every single interview I've seen, or like that podcast he did with John Bernthal and stuff, and also like I like Fury, but Fury's not a 10 out of 10. Like Fury's just a good war movie. Like it's good, and like he probably made the mistake jumping, but obviously he would have got paid a lot to do a Suicide Squad as well, so he probably took the fattest paycheck that was possible. And also with this Ayer cut thing, it's not as simple as like them just releasing it. They have to get all the actors clearance because it's a new thing.
Yeah.
So like that was a big thing with the Snyder cut as well. It's not as simple as just releasing it. It's a lot of contractual stuff, including like the people that were a part of the movie. Like, why does my phone keep going off? Let's keep flicking. What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. That is the complete opposite of what James Gunn's was, and I think James Gunn's movie was much better than David Ayer.
Dark and soulful. I'm like, and the thing is that regardless of whichever way you want to look at it, this Ayer cut is based off a script that was written in 6 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 6 weeks? Like from beginning to end, like there's not even that much draft going on.
Right.
With it. Like it probably is a first draft, maybe second draft or something like that. I don't see this thing being. I honestly think it'll be worse than what we got in theaters. Because that opening half an hour, which is like fun and everything, is the best part of the movie. As soon as it starts getting into this potentially dark and soulful thing, which is like the video game stuff, where it's like leveling, like let's walk to the next level. Oh my god, enemies! Let's defeat them. Walk to the next level. Oh my god, enemies! That's when it gets shit and boring. Like I don't think Suicide Squad is necessarily like cringy and bad and stuff. I think it's just boring as hell once you get past that first half an hour.
So you think the stuff that was basically done by the editing from like the trailer company was better than the actual
and the reshoots? Like people complain about those comic book sort of cover things. That's awesome. It plays into the aesthetic of it, and that movie made so much money because of that aesthetic. Because everyone was like, "I'm buying it." Remember the soundtrack that they did? Like, I'm assuming that his dark and soulful movie didn't have any of those songs in it.
Right.
I don't know how it would have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they keep saying like there's all this like Joker cut footage. Like, no one wants to see more of Jared Leto's Joker. We saw enough of it, and then the climax of that is him wanting to give Batman a reach around. Like, I think we've seen enough.
Pagey's like, that's not something I want to see.
The thing is that I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to come out next year. And I don't think it's going to be because of James Gunn necessarily wanting it, or even necessarily Warner Brothers wanting
you
to.
You think they need to have something next year that's connected to DC?
Because
that's the easiest thing to
it's
do.
open there. Warner Brothers regrets releasing the Snyder Cut. It made them no money. They lost money releasing it because it cost them too much to what Snyder was a genius. He completely bamboozled Warner Brothers. Because they lost money making it, but he got his stuff out there, and now he has closure around it. So Warner Brothers is sitting there going, "Look, why would we do that again?" Now, of course, the Ayer cut's a different situation; it would cost like much less. But it's also the thing with they released the Snyder cut, and then the Restore the Snyderverse stuff happened, and it hasn't let go to this day. Why would they keep playing into that? And let's be honest, and I think you would know this. I think anyone with half a brain knows this. A lot of people actually don't really want to see the Ayer cut. They use it as a pawn in the Restore the Snyderverse.
Yeah, there's a lot of Snyder people that are wrapped up in that. So
they know the movie's probably not very good.
Which I want to point this out is whether people love it or not. It seems to me like Zack Snyder is very committed to this Rebel Moon franchise that he's going to be doing with Netflix, and it seems to have his full attention. So I don't think he ever wants to go back and doing DC movies for Warner Brothers. I just don't see that.
Feather, in regards to that thing with Warner Brothers, he completely played them. Anyone that looked at that knew, how do you make that much money? How is this going to be profitable? Because they also released it on physical media in like not a massively widespread thing as well. And they didn't advertise that much with the physical media. And there's no box office around it. Like they haven't released it in theaters. I'm shocked. It still never has been released in IMAX. Maybe it might due to this strike, but I'm surprised they didn't do like a 2-week limited run of it in IMAX. Maybe not straight away when it was at HBO Max, let people subscribe and stuff like that. But it's been up for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like over 2 years, I think now. Like I'm surprised it hasn't been there. And you know me, I don't really care for the movie. I think it's over. I think it's too long and everything like that. But in regards to that, like, I'm surprised, because people obviously want to watch it. They'd go sit there for 4 hours, or do 2 hours intermission and do another 2 hours, or whatever it might be. And I'm surprised they haven't done that. But yeah, Snyder played Warner Brothers so well. That's probably the smartest thing he's ever done. Was that?
I actually think this Rebel Moon thing is going to work out for him. I think Netflix.
Well, you know why it's going to work out?
Why is that?
Because what doesn't get reported with Netflix movies?
The numbers.
Box office numbers. Because it doesn't get released in theaters, at least a widespread thing where it matters with box office.
All it matters is how many people are watching it, because that's
all Netflix movies, all those originals always get a lot of views. They get enough views from the first week or the first weekend, even if it's people watching 5 minutes, that warrants them doing another one. And it, like, the Snyder fans, I guess, would have, however the amount there is, that's they'll wrap up the numbers.
This is the 11 most hated characters. Thank you, Lone Wolf.
How is Cecile number 9? Did he write that? Hold on, Lone Wolf. Did Michael Patterson write that article?
Because not only is Cecile number 9, but Cicada is number 8.
And Chester's 3rd, who was ahead of.
And Allegra's 2.
And they were ahead in regards to the best of both Cecile, Cicada. No. Yeah, no, were they?
I think Cecile was ahead of them. So
I honestly think Rebel Moon's going to be arse. I think the story is going to be arse because Snyder wrote the story.
Check.
I think it's probably going to be arse in regards to actually comprehensively listening to it and going like, this story is fucking stupid. But I think visually it's probably going to look good. But here's the thing, and I think I said this to you, remember it was on Twitch, that we've always talked about, Snyder has these great visuals and he's probably more of a cinematographer than a director. But then you watch Army of the Dead, which was his first cinematography thing, and it looks like absolute arse. It's his worst movie. I think it's his worst movie. What do you think is Snyder's worst movie? Do you think it's that, or do you think it's something else? Sucker Punch sucks balls. I must say, Sucker Punch sucks.
Look, I've said this before about Sucker Punch. I worked in a club. This was in, I don't know, right after the movie came out. And they had a wall of TVs, right? And the club was like all dark with neon lights and smoke and stuff. That movie looks amazing. Sucker Punch, like if you're just watching the movie and you're not paying any attention to the story, it's amazing. It looks really cool. It's like anime come to life, right? But the movie is awful. Like the story is pretty bad. So I would say Sucker Punch is probably my least favorite Zack Snyder movie in terms of story, but I think visually it's really good. I really don't have any problems visually with any Zack Snyder movie, to be completely honest.
Army of the Dead looks like arse to me. It's the one movie that I think looks like absolute arse. The colors, it's hard. I think it's just too much going on. I think he's trying to make it like oversaturated because, and then like it's in Las Vegas, so it's all,
Zack Snyder would probably be very happy with getting locked into some like long-term contract with Netflix, so he can just make movies on Netflix. I guarantee you.
Yeah, and you know what? I'd love it if Snyder diversified a bit in regards to what he did. He should make some like noir small thing. Like imagine Zack Snyder visuals like Watchmen, but like in a noir sort of thing. Why does he not do that? I'd love to see it. Obviously, get someone else to write the script. My God.
Well, I mean, the thing is, when he has people help him with the scripts, they end up being slightly better movies.
Well, I think his best movie is Dawn of the Dead, and he has nothing to do with the story.
Right.
Didn't write it. It's written by James Gunn, I think, with some other guy, and I think that's his best movie.
P-Funk says agree. Army of the Dead.
Yeah. I was so disappointed. You can go back to those after parties leading up to it. I was looking forward to that movie a lot because, as I said, I think Dawn of the Dead is his best movie. And I was like, well, fuck, he nailed it with the zombies the first time around. Surely he does it again. The trailer looked decent. I wasn't that excited by the trailer, but I was like, okay, maybe the trailer's just a bit, just a bit mid. But I watched the movie. It's like, oh no, it's just not very good, this movie.
Yeah. So we had a super chat here. We're going to answer this before we head out from Staggervore. $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much. If you see an article that says artwork of Tom Welling in Superman suit, don't bother because it's just Tom's head photo. They've been doing that for years, though. I mean, they're
doing it with David Corn Sweat now. It's like first look at David Corn Sweat, and then this AI generated Superman thing.
That's the other thing is that we're like most of the videos now when it comes from these like fandom channels are AI generated. stuff because there's nothing else to talk about. Like,
Well, here's the thing.
Driver as Mr. Fantastic is literally just an AI generated version of him wearing Fantastic.
I recorded a video. I know I'm going to get around to editing it because I wanted to like edit it properly with like things and stuff. But there was this thing where someone wrote like put it through AI and it was like a Flash season 10.
Mm-hmm.
And on like a surface level, you might go, "Oh, this sounds cool," and then you look at it, and it's like this is just repeating stuff from previous seasons, but mashing them together. Like even the episode titles, like it was called like one was called like the Something Reborn, and it was like another episode title mixed with something that had Reborn, like Flash Reborn or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's just like a repeat thing, and it has no storyline. There's no cohesive storyline. It's just one. It's like one storyline per episode. They all sound like filler episodes. It's like a 23 episode season, but every single episode is filler. It's like 2 episodes that correlate with each other. It's like the final 2 episodes of the season.
This is why they don't want AI writing TV shows and movies, because it's good at a base level, but you need writers to come in and like fix all of it. Like it's not great unless you're trying to get something done very quickly, to be completely honest. Thank you, Staggervore, for the super chat. I do appreciate it. But with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. After party will return to a normal time next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing my Spider-Man Lotus.
Spider-Man Lotus. Is that a fan fiction?
Spider-Man Lotus viewing on Tuesday night. So I'm going to put that up tomorrow, so you can put it in the notifications for yourself, so you'll know when to come and watch it. We're going to watch the whole movie like we did with the Superman Solar, which was quite a watch, except this one's like 2 hours. So anyway, have a safe holiday tomorrow if you live in the United States, and if you don't, have a great day anyway.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Can we put a challenge forward with the Spider-Man Lotus?
Okay.
Every single time you hear a bad piece of dialogue, you have to. How about you get a nice large French fries?
Okay.
But then you also get a tub of chocolate sauce.
Oh,
and
no.
each time that there is a bad piece of dialogue, you have to eat a French fry with chocolate sauce, which actually isn't that bad. I mean,
yeah,
maybe we could make it like
no, would not take a shot. I would be completely and utterly wasted by the end of that movie if that were the case.
Yeah,
so.
Eric would be twerking half an hour in.
Probably.
He'd be
anyway.
Hands on the wall, bent over. God knows what's going on.
It's twerkalicious.
Yeah, twerkalicious. Right. 1 hour in, he'd be doing handstands.
Bye.